Hey everyone, and welcome! If you've ever dreamt of growing your own incredible, pungent, and super flavorful garlic right at home, then you are in exactly the right place. In this explainer, we're going to walk you through absolutely everything you need to know to get a fantastic harvest.
I think so many gardeners and cooks would totally agree with that. Garlic is just a powerhouse in the kitchen, right? It's the flavor backbone for countless dishes. And the best part? It's actually one of the easiest and most satisfying things you can grow.
All right, so here's the game plan for today. We're going to start with why garlic is just such a perfect project for any garden. Then we'll get into your first big decision. After that, we'll prep a perfect home for our cloves, go through the planting ritual step by step, see what it needs to thrive through the seasons, and finally, we get to bring in that beautiful harvest.
Okay, first up, let's talk about the magic of garlic. People call it a set-it-and-forget-it crop, and for good reason. You pop it in the ground in the fall, and for the most part, it just hangs out and takes care of itself all winter, getting ready to just explode with growth in the spring.
And this, right here, is the absolute beauty of growing garlic. It's a plant that multiplies itself. You plant just one, single clove, and with a little bit of patience, you get back a whole new bulb, packed with cloves. I mean, what an incredible return on your effort, right?
Okay, let's dive into this because honestly, this is probably the biggest decision you're going to make. See, not all garlic is created equal. Your choice between these two main types really depends on where you live and what you're hoping to get from your harvest.
So, on one hand, you've got hardneck garlic. Think of these as the rugged mountain climbers of the garlic world. They need that cold winter to thrive. The payoff is huge, though. You get these intensely flavorful, large cloves that are an absolute dream to peel. Plus, you get a bonus harvest of that delicious, curly flower stem called a scape. Then you've got softnecks. These are the champs in warmer climates, and they're what you usually find in the grocery store. Their superpower? They store for an incredibly long time. And that flexible stem is perfect for making those beautiful garlic braids.
When it comes to garlic, success really starts way before you plant a single clove. It is all about creating the perfect home in your soil. If you get this part right, you are golden. You're already halfway to a fantastic harvest. So, what's the secret recipe for a perfect garlic bed? Well, first, sunshine. Garlic is a total sun worshiper, so give it the sunniest spot you've got. Second, and this is absolutely non-negotiable, the soil has to be loose and drain really well. Just remember this, garlic hates having wet feet. If it sits in soggy soil, it's going to rot, period. And finally, it's a hungry plant, so it needs lots of rich organic matter to fuel its growth.
And really, the absolute best way to get that nutrient-rich, well-draining soil is to work in a generous amount of compost. This does two amazing things. It improves the soil texture, and it provides a slow-release meal for your garlic all winter long and into the spring. All right, so we've picked our garlic, we've prepped the bed, now it's time for the fun part, the actual planting. This is the hands-on ritual that kicks everything off. Timing, as they say, is everything. You want to get your cloves in the ground in the fall, about 4 to 6 weeks before the ground freezes solid. That gives them time to grow some roots. Now that winter chill, it isn't just something the garlic puts up with, it's essential. This cold period is nature's secret signal that tells that single clove, okay, time to get ready to split into a whole bulb next summer. It's pretty amazing, really.
Okay, here's a little pro tip for you, but it's a big one. Wait to break your garlic bulb apart into individual cloves until the very day you're planting. And make sure you leave that papery skin on each one. Think of it like a little waterproof jacket that protects the clove from rotting while it's waiting in the soil all winter.
The actual process, it's super simple, just 4 easy steps. First, make your holes, leaving enough space for each bulb to size up. Second, and this is the most critical part of all, get the orientation right. The pointy end goes up towards the sky, and the flat root end goes down into the soil. Cover them up, and then, for the final step, tuck them in for winter with a nice thick layer of mulch. It's like a cozy winter blanket that protects them from the cold.
Okay, so once your garlic is in the ground and all tucked in with its mulch, believe it or not, the hardest part is over. Now it's mostly a game of patience, with just a little bit of simple care as those green shoots start to appear.
So when you see those little green shoots pop up in the spring, that's your cue to give them a little boost. A side dressing of compost or a good organic nitrogen-rich fertilizer will encourage lots of leafy growth. And here's a little secret, the bigger and healthier the leaves are up top, the bigger the bulb is going to be down below. They're totally connected.
And you know what's really cool?
Garlic is an amazing neighbor in the garden. That powerful smell it has acts like a natural pest repellent. It's fantastic to plant near things like tomatoes and peppers because it helps keep aphids, rabbits, and even deer away. Just a heads up though, keep it away from your peas and beans because garlic can actually slow down their growth.
Now, if you chose a hardneck variety, you are in for a special treat in early summer. You'll see these beautiful, curly flower stalks start to grow. We call them scapes. And as cool as they look, you're gonna want to snip them off. Why? Because doing that sends all the plant's energy away from making a flower and back down into making a bigger, fatter bulb. And the best part? The scapes themselves are a delicious bonus harvest.
All right, as we get closer to harvest, there is one last crucial step. You need to stop watering your garlic completely about 2 or 3 weeks before you plan to pull it up. This is a signal. It tells the garlic, hey, it's time to get tough and create those papery wrappers that help it last so long. This is the first stage of curing, and it's essential for long-term storage. And hey, just a quick and important note here. All of this information is for educational purposes. For any specific medical or nutritional advice, you should always consult a professional expert.
And now, for the moment we have all been waiting for. After months of patience, it is finally time to pull those beautiful, fragrant bulbs from the ground and enjoy the amazing reward for all your hard work.
So how do you know when it's go time? Well, the plant will tell you. You want to look for the bottom 2 or 3 leaves to turn yellow and start to dry up. It's okay if the top leaves are still green. That's totally normal. Just don't wait until the whole plant is brown, because if you wait too long, the bulb wrappers can start to fall apart in the soil and it won't store as well. So once the plant gives you the signal, just follow these last few steps to make sure your harvest lasts for months. First, be gentle. Use a garden fork to loosen the soil around the bulbs instead of just yanking on the stem. Then you cure them. Hang them up or lay them out somewhere shady and airy for a few weeks until the outside is perfectly papery and dry. After that, you just brush off the dirt, trim the roots, and they are ready for your pantry.
And believe me, that curing process, that is the secret sauce. When you do it right, especially with those softneck types, you can have your very own supply of homegrown garlic that will last you for 8 months, maybe even longer.
So there you have it. Your garlic is harvested, cured, and ready to go. The entire journey from that single little clove to a beautiful, pungent bulb is complete. So the only real question left is, what amazing dish are you going to make first? Thanks for joining me.